Um, but that's what this whole uh, 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 podcast is based around. Communication is all about building growth. You know what I'm saying? This topic is about building growth. It's like a reminder of, holding yourself accountable for other people's feelings. You know what I'm saying? Even though, I ran my mouth and this video turned into a long ass video, it's a lot to cover. That's why, it takes time to really sit down and to clear your thoughts on some shit. Not unless you're talking to somebody and they understand what you're talking about. And so you can skip a lot of details. You'd be like, oh, okay, so you understand, so I don't have to explain this. Cool, cool, cool. If I had to explain it, I'd be sitting here forever, like I did in this video. So anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. Um, Rewind the video and and hit some spots and things like that and fucking um let's do what we gotta do, baby. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, hey, how you doing? This is Padre and wait, hold on. Hello. I'm Padre, and I want to welcome you to the first installment of my podcast. I don't know what the title is going to be, um, but yeah, this video looks like it's going to be a long one. I got to do some editing and try to make it as short as I can, but I want to make sure that I give you all the details that I can give you. If you want to join me, then hit me up in Second Life. If you don't have a Second Life account, make one. It's very easy. At the end of Towards the end of this video, I am going to give you some examples on how to get a Second Life account. Um, but if you're already in Second Life, then hit me up and let me know if you want to have a sit down and talk about different topics. Give me a time and date that you are able to have a sit down and we do this. You know what I'm saying? Um, like I say, this is going to be a long one, is because I ran my mouth trying to give you all the details that I can give you. You know what I mean? So with that being said, um, take note of when I'm saying some things because I'm gonna jump from topic to topic to topic to topic to topic. So you'd be like, "Yo, when did he say this? Say that?" You have to bounce back and forth throughout the video. Be like, "Okay, this is when he said it, so let me start the video right here." You know what I mean? Or let me fast forward to when he said this, said that. You know what I'm saying? So take notes of when you hear that something that you like, because that's how much I bounce around a little bit. You know what I mean? I'm trying to give you all the thoughts that I have while my train is still on the tracks. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get from point A to point B. But there's a lot of things, a lot of stops in between there. All right, with that being said, I'm going to get started. All right. Enjoy the video. And thank you and welcome. Welcome. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you for checking me out. Let's go. What's up, folks? All right, hold on a minute. I need to change my outfit. This is this is not going to be a long outfit change. Hold on. Shit. Yeah, style. It's hyphen, style, hyphen. I forgot whether they have women's clothes, but they got men's clothes. Like complete outfits, and they sell some shit by themselves. Yeah, when I say complete outfit, um, it's sneakers, pants, um, shirt, and a cap. Um, The reason why I wanted to post this video is because, like on my other channel, well, I don't know what channel I'm gonna post this on, but the Growing with Podrey, I've talked about this topic before. Um, and if it wasn't on there, then it's a topic of doing things for yourself. And sometimes when you doing things for yourself, you don't want to be selfish. But then you have times when you might need to do something selfishly. And so the word discernment, I keep hearing that. And I think her name is Braylon, but B. Simone, she uses it. Where's my cursor? She uses it in this video, and I'm not gonna look it up. I think I looked it up before, but I'm gonna use a small word like you gotta make a decision on whether or not you're gonna choose the purpose of doing something, whether you're doing it for yourself or you're doing it for somebody else. You know, you can do something for yourself and it might help somebody else later on. For example, it's like, okay, I'm going to finally, this is for an example, be like, I'm going to, shit, finally buy a house. I was going to buy a house, for a family. Hold on. You'd be like, I'm gonna buy this house for a wife and kids. Okay, this is actually a thought that I had years and years ago. I was in an apartment, and I had just moved from one house that I was renting to an apartment, and I was like, but I don't want to stay in an apartment. You know, I want to be a family man, so let me go ahead and get a house, so that way, I could already have it set up for me. And then, whenever I meet someone, they'll see that I take care of my bills, I take care of my home, I do all this shit, what I'm saying, for self. So that means that if I can handle it for myself, then obviously I would do good, family wise, as a boyfriend or as a husband and things. And then I was like, but it could flip on me because it did before. And what I mean is, man, I got so many examples talking about discernment. Um, where the fuck is that table at? Did I even buy it? I thought about it. We had I didn't buy it yet. We was in a relationship. We was in school, and the plan was that since I was graduating first, I'll get out into the real world or get out into the world, and I get the house and wait for her to graduate. And so everything was cool. But then I was like, yo, the cost of living in Texas was too friggin' high. And so I went and joined the military. And the thing about it was, it was going to work out real smooth because I graduate, do my time, boot camp, all that shit, then come back out. I mean, get out of boot camp and get into the fleet. And then we get married. And then I get back to the base. And then I get housing and stuff started. And so we were both game to that idea. And I told her I didn't want to rush. I either told her or she was telling me, don't rush, take our time. But then time started coming to an end. And I don't know why I felt like I was getting pressured. I say I don't know why because I don't want to put the blame on her. You know what I mean? If if that wasn't the fact, that wasn't the true thing. If she did pressure me, I don't want to say that she did. You know what I mean? But I don't want to put the blame on myself just in case it wasn't me that put the pressure on me. So it's like come on. Where's it at? Where's it at, Joe? Where is that? There it is. Okay, so it's like I went ahead and got the process started to get the house. And I try to keep her anyway, I was asking her, whether wanted a townhouse, on base or off base, what type of house, and you want it on base, off base, you know what I'm saying? I was trying to keep her included with everything. Eventually, I went and got the house off base, and and when it came down to when she got there, and I got it furnished, I went and rented some furniture and shit. I also picked up the vehicle, thinking that whenever she got there, all she had to do was just unpack, get settled in. We go do our honeymoon, and then she can just go, get right into school like she was wanting to do. And so we ended up having an argument one time, and she was like, "I'm not happy because I wanted to help you pick out furniture, pick out a house, pick out a vehicle, but you did it all on yourself, and you didn't care about, my opinion on all this stuff." And I'm like, yo, something happened. I was telling her this. I was like, something happened to prompt me to start making these choices. Otherwise, I would have waited till you got here because that's what we had talked about. So when I say discernment, and when we're making the choice of whether or not you're going to do something for you or you're going to do something for somebody else, um, for the whole time that she was trying to say that I was being one of those type of men that didn't think about their woman's opinion, or I was just being selfish. I got what I wanted, you know, so that way, whenever she got there, she wouldn't have any choice in the matter. I'd be one of those typical males. It's like, I'm going to get something for you, whether you like it or not. And, there's no change in that type of aspect. I was like, nah, man. And she was like, and I said, there's no way I could take it back now because, what are we going to do? What am I going to do? Move you into a hotel and I'll move back into the barracks until, you know, and tell the military people that we don't want that place and we want to start from scratch. I was like, that don't work like that. And if it does work like that, then it's going to get in the way of the work schedule. And the military's going to be like, yo, you should have thought about this shit at first. You know what I'm saying? Because, they always talking about young Marines rushing into family life, and there should be a lot of parent planning. And when you skip parent planning um, and marriage counseling, they'll hold it against you. Like, we tried to get you to do it, but you didn't want to do it. And it's kind of like family, too. Family does that, too, They were like, we tried to get y'all to do this and do that, but you didn't want to do this and do that. So now, you gotta, you wrinkled up your bed, so now you gotta lay in it. So do you understand what I mean um, by, oh, if you're gonna do something, then, you gotta make a choice of whether you're doing it for yourself or somebody else. While I'm talking to you, what I'm doing is I want to have a podcast one day. And with this podcast, I want to, I wanted to have a place to have this podcast. So that's why I'm doing this while I'm talking to you. So anyway, um, 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 the reason why this came up is because while I was watching this show, the podcast, they got into this topic, and I was like, man, I've done this so many times to where I think that doing something to help somebody, but then they constantly throw it in my face like or no. People I noticed this, people do stuff for other people and then they throw it in their face like they doing that person a favor. And it's like, yo, for real? Here we go. Let me turn this AO off. Okay, let's get a front view. Put the inventory away. So let's get my mouth moving. So it's like, how are you gonna say that you're doing something a favor for somebody, or are you doing something for somebody's best interest, but conveniently you throw it in their face that you're doing them a favor because you could be doing something else. It's like how can people do that? You know what I mean? To me, it's kind of like, yo, why even say you're going to do something for somebody, and then you're gonna turn around and be like, I could have been doing something, you know, for myself, but no, I'm doing something for you, and you need to be more apologetic. You need to be more um, uh, grateful. Basically, you need to be kissing my ass a lot more because you're not showing me that you're kissing my ass enough. And it's like, for real, because I don't do that. It's kind of like I don't throw it up in somebody's face that I'm doing something for them. You know what I mean? Because it's like I'm doing it out of my heart, and I'm doing it unselfishly. So, with that being said, I'm not gonna throw it up in their face that you know that I could be doing something else, because that seems like I'm like, it's kind of like I'm not doing it out of my heart. I'm doing it to be selfish, on a selfish reason, for a selfish reason, and that's not right. It's not fair, and it's kind of like I don't understand how other people do that. And they do it conveniently. It's like one moment they're doing it because they feel like they're doing a person a favor, but then another minute they're like, yo, they get upset and they start, when the truth comes out when people are yelling and they're mad and they're not putting. I don't know. It just seems like the truth comes out. They say when you get drunk, the truth comes out. Or when a person gets enraged about something, the truth comes out. And it's like, as soon as a person says that, I'll be like, yo, that's what you really meant. You really meant to say that shit. You didn't have you didn't put extra time to think about something to cover that up. But you spoke, straight from the heart. Out of all the things that you were saying, I had to leave, I had to do this, I had to do that. You make me want to do this, you make me want to do that. And then boom, I did this out of a favor for you. I could be doing something else. And so what I want to do is I want to tune in to what they said here on the show so you can kind of get a better understanding of what I'm talking about. All right. So check this out. I'm going to turn my mic off too.
Because I thought you were being funny. Like, come on, Marco.
I know what TGF was that. Damn, how you said that? Thank God it's Friday.
TGIF.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
that. I'm not good with words, for real.
Y'all, if you do not know who this is, first of all, welcome to another episode of Let's Try This Again. I'm your host, B. Simone, Braylon Simone Greenfield. And I have funny Marco, my brother. Yeah. You are just so talented to me. And the world gets to see this version of you that's funny, goofy, your dry comedy on your show. Just the comedic aspect of you. But I don't think you show the world a lot who Marco is. Yeah. Like, not the funny Marco we know, but like who this man is behind the comedy.
Yeah.
You know, so I just want to show that on this platform. Let's try this again. We talk about healing, growing, evolving. And I want to ask you all the questions and just see that side of you. Yeah. And I've been wanting to get you on for literally so long, but I barely shoot in Atlanta now. I'm always in LA. The last time I shot was in Dallas, Texas. So this is the first time I've shot in Atlanta in months. And I'm so glad to be back.
The setup is nice.
Thank you.
I feel like we're in the White House.
Really?
Yeah. I told you the line sold it, like the little.
Yeah, the panels. The paneling.
Yes, that's what it's paneling.
Crown molding.
Nice. White on white.
Yeah, I love it.
Nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a nice Airbnb.
Marco.
Yeah.
So are you being funny or should I have patience right now?
No.
See? I don't know.
I know. This is nice. This shit is nice.
I love your teeth.
It don't feel like I'm at Dr. Rose. We did shout out to him. It was dope.
How was your teeth before?
My teeth were, okay, you wouldn't notice that, you wouldn't say that I needed it.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Okay.
And my brother, it was so funny when he found Dr. Rose. Dr. Rose is a black dentist from Dallas. And when I first got I never talked about this, but when I got my teeth done, I went to him, and Dr. Rose, we clicked and we sit there and talk. And Dr. Rose is like, we think.
Going into 2026.
Directing. I really want to get into that. And I love it.
Shared with people, a lot of those people aren't here any longer. And it doesn't mean they have to stick to the end with you, but it's like, dang, I think when you overgive, and sometimes that's a personal thing, like that's an insecurity within me, trying to prove that I'm this good person, or prove that I'm a good friend, or prove that I'm a good romantic partner, I'm a good girlfriend, I'm a good lover, so I'm going to do all these things to buy your love and buy your approval. And it's like, you're enough without doing all of these things. I understand that God has given me this platform to help people and put people in position, but it's not our responsibility to change people. I do believe we should be a good steward over our money and our opportunities and what God has given us to help people, but they ultimately have to choose change for themselves. So I think there is a balance between giving to overcompensate, to prove that you're worthy, and also doing what God has called you to do with your money. So now I take everything to God, when before I didn't. Like asking him, like, what do you want me to help this person? Yeah. Like, just because this person is in this situation, maybe God's trying to teach them a lesson, or maybe God is trying to hold them accountable. Like, he didn't tell you to give them that. You know what I mean? So discerning between the two. Yeah,
because you can stop them from learning a lesson that they were supposed to learn. So, and I remember you said that too. Sometimes you was like, you need to go through that. I remember when you spoke on that. And just to say, I just said this with my friend. I feel like I didn't say so many yes, and it made me look bad because I couldn't answer to all my yeses. So sometimes when you open a door to somebody, you can open a new problem. And I just told that to my brother today. I said, imagine you having a girl and she don't have nowhere to stay, right? And y'all perfectly fine while she like that. But you're like, you know what? I feel like you should come to my house and move with me. And then she moves with you. And then she also noticed that your mama come in and clean every morning. Now she don't like that about you. The fact that you allow her to come to your house, you also just open a new problem. And then what if that makes y'all split? So again, it's like when you helping somebody, you can also hurt you too. You know what I'm saying? So again, it's like, dang, you just never know what comes when you open the door and you're in that room. You just don't know how it's going to come. And that's what you just got to know. I did my best. Like, I really wanted you to stay here. It was genuine. So even if it don't work out, I did it for me. When you start doing it for other people, it hurts you because it's like, I did it for you and you didn't take it how I wanted you to take it.
You didn't appreciate it.
Yeah. But if you appreciate it when you did it, that's all that matters.
Do you feel like you've been in situations where you've been taken advantage of? Whether it's been family, friends, lovers, like you've been people have taken your kindness for weakness. And y'all, real quick, before we get too far into this episode, Be Simone Beauty is back, baby. It's on my lips right now. The OG colors are back. I launched Be Simone Beauty in 2019. This was my baby. We took a year off this past year, and we're finally back in 2025 with all the OG colors, the lip liners and the lip glosses. Because you are a LTTA supporter and you're watching and listening to the podcast, you get 20% off of Be Simone Beauty. Use the promo code LTTA20. That's LTTA20.
How to control myself when I'm in the room. Like, I'm going to let this experience stay.
Use the promo code LTTA20. That's LTTA20 at BeSimoneBeauty.com and go get your gloss, boo. All right, back to the show. Me and Vina talk about you a lot.
Yeah.
Your heart. We believe you just have such a beautiful heart.
And I feel like it hurt my career too, because I don't give that energy of roughness. Like, he's like, I feel like I'm just too open and too chill. It's like, I don't think he can come in a circle because he'd probably give up the secret. So I feel like it has hurt my career too, because I'm just so mellow. But I do know how to control myself when I'm in the room. Like, I'm going to let this experience stay in this room. You know what I'm saying? Even though I am open, I will share what I need to share for me, but I'm not going to sit in your house and take too much information. Like, this how they was. You know what I'm saying? But again, I give off that energy where I can't keep a secret because I'm so open and I'm chill about me. It's like, I don't know if I can trust him because I'm so honest with me. I'll be like, yeah, my breath stink. You know what I'm saying? So if you so honest about you, why the fuck would you, sorry for cussing, but
okay.
Why would you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't do that, but I learned to be more open with me, but I know how to keep people, relationships, stay relationship. Like, let my moment be with you. And that's something I had to learn because I wasn't like that at first. So I was somebody that was too open with my things and other people's things. But I had to realize I can't treat your feelings like how I treat mine. So 100%. If you tell me this is personal and I want to tell you that, I'm like, okay, well, let me close that door when we done. Like, let me lock it and throw the key away.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? But I'm so open with me.
Yeah.
So I feel like I do get judged a lot because I'm so open with my feelings and how I think that it's kind of hard to trust those type of people. You know what I'm saying? But once you start to show them, I didn't talk to you a few times. Like, okay, that's cool. And I didn't build, relationships with my, I say like friends that are doing well, that they can trust me, because when you tell somebody something and they don't get out, it's like, okay, yo, I can trust you. So I am thankful to be able to know how to keep things in, with conversations we had. And like me and you didn't talk, where it's just like, okay.
Deep stuff.
And
yeah.
I just feel like you got to learn people sometimes. And I remember a comedian said, sometimes I tell lies to see if he going to say something about it. Like, I only told you that. So sometimes.
To see if he get out, I know it was you.
Like, I only told you this. And that was a lie. You know what I'm saying? So I understand just being in that field. You just got to protect people's feelings as well as, like, I don't protect mine because I feel like God got them. Like, I don't worry about me because God got me. So, but I protect my kids and my family and my friends. And I don't know their relationship with God, but I feel like he got me. So I'm careless with myself because he got me. You know what I'm saying? And he'll tell me, no, this ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Or he'll tell you this ain't right. So I believe when you said that quote, when you said about the money or God, when you said I have a relationship with him, you know that, and we can't see that. You can't feel that. So I feel like Cat Williams just said this on the podcast. He said, people have so many problems, but why don't you just give them to God?
Man.
And he said, if you hand it to him, you should be free. So when people say, God this, God that, I'm like, do you really use them? Do you know how to use them? Because I can hand everything to him. I'm like, look, if it's that, if the baby mine, look, and it's supposed to be mine, I hand it to you. You know what I'm saying? So I never really deal with dark things, because if it's so dark it's on me, I hand it to him and I be like, handle it.
Okay, they got onto that whole God thing, and I'm not even trying to get into that, man. But now do you understand where I'm coming from? Where it's like, you could do something from your heart, and at any given minute, it could be misunderstood as, you're doing something for a selfish reason, or you're doing something as a selfish reason. So that's the reason why I wanted to have this conversation. because it's like when I talk to folks, as far as giving some type of advice or motivation or reasons why I done something, basically is because like there's all kind of different ways that you can flip the coin and look at it. But all in all, it's like at the end of the day, how are you going to think about it and feel about it? And the it that I'm talking about is when you're doing something for somebody, it's kind of like, of course, you have to feel good about doing something. And let me give you an example. Let's say you got $20 to your name, because I've done this too. I had $20, broke as hell. I wanted some cigarettes, and I knew how much they were at two or three different stores. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to rub two nickels together. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, was waiting to get to the store, and the person that was going to take me to the store is like, yo, I'm going to need some gas money. And so I'm like, is $5 going to work? And they're like, yeah, $5 will work. So that leaves me with $15. And so I'm like, okay, I'm good with $15. You know what I'm saying? I get my cigarettes, and I still have, a little over $10 left, you know what I'm saying, for the next couple of days. Then we get to the store, get the gas, I get the cigarettes, and they're like, yo, can I get a pack? You know what I'm saying? This is the homeboy or homegirl, you know what I mean? And you know, they don't want to ask you for money, you know what I mean? But they don't have any cigarettes. They want some cigarettes, and they got to see that you get some cigarettes, even though they know that, you know what I'm saying, this is, you know, this is your last. But then they're like, yo, uh, a closed mouth don't get fed type of shit, type of ideology. So it's like, this is your homeboy, this is your family, you know what I'm saying? Or homegirl, this is your day one or whatever. So y'all have talked about these discussions. Y'all have talked about it in other people's, situations, like what you would tell them. You know what I mean? And so they know that you already have the sensibility of being like, basically, I'm saying that you have no excuse to say no to them because you got the money right there in your pocket, or you just paid for yours. And it's like, yo, how would you want somebody to treat you if, even if I knew that the person that was with me was in my shoes once, you know what I'm saying, to where, oh, hold on. If the shoe was on the other foot, you know what I mean? And I had the goal, I had, the gumption, I had the closed mouth don't get fed thing, and I'm like, yo, I need some cigarettes. And it's like, yo, let's say my homeboy's name be Jerome. I'm like, yo, Jerome, check this out, man. I didn't have no cigarettes either. I don't have any cigarettes either. I could either keep bumming cigarettes from you, or I could ask you just to buy me a pack. You know what I mean? Either way or another, I need some cigarettes too, man. How you want to handle the situation? You know what I mean? It's like, yo, and Jerome might look at me, you know what I'm saying, and flip the coin and be like, man, how you going to ask me this? And, this is just my last. It's got to last me for the last couple of minutes. You know what I'm saying? So going back to the beginning of this part of the conversation, it's kind of like, yo, when you doing something for somebody, you got to feel good about doing it. So even though I have a little over $12 and a pack of cigarettes may cost, at that time it was maybe 270 something. You know what I mean? 270 something. $2.70 something cents for a pack. And it's like, yo, they still will leave me at least with close to $10 for the next couple of days, you know what I mean? So let me just be grateful that I ended up getting that $20 bill because I sure didn't ask for it. You know what I'm saying? So, at that time I was religious. And it's like that, here it is. It's one of these tests that God give you, it's like, yo, he give you something, but what are you gonna do with your blessings and all that other kind of shit? So it's like, yo, in a split second at a time, I better just go ahead and give my homeboy a pack of cigarettes or homegirl, whatever, and not even think about it or be happy about doing it. Now does it make sense? Now does this video make sense? So when we talk about practicing what we preach, we gotta look at things. And when you're dealing with other people, we need to be solid before we start fucking with other people, because we could be judged on our response time. Person be like, yo, can I get a pack of cigarettes? And when you sit there and think about it, be like, and it's like, nah, never mind, fuck it. You had to think about it. Come on now, I know we heard that shit before, or we've seen somebody else do it, and they, they're like, yo, I'm feeling steak about this. I'm feeling a certain way because you had to think about it. Feels me? I'd be like, yeah, sure, no problem. Within, you know what I'm saying, a couple seconds, not even that. I wouldn't have to think about it. But you had to think about it, so that lets me know how you think about me, or our friendship, or our relationship. You know what I'm saying? So that's the purpose of this video. It's a reminder. You know what I mean? It's not a thing of I'm trying to give some advice, but it's a reminder that, yo, we have to be ready to be judged, and we have to be able to be ready to hold ourselves accountable when we're fucking with other people. And if we're not really ready to do that, then we don't need to fuck with people. I'm a loner. I'm a hermit / social butterfly, and I try to pick and choose whenever I'm fucking with people, because I want to be ready for these moments where it's like, what would you do type moments. You know what I'm saying? If I know that I'm not going to sit back and try to protect a woman whenever she's out there talking shit to somebody and they smack the shit out of her, if she's looking over at me like, are you going to let them do that? Or they look at me and be like, you got my back? It's like, hell no, I ain't got your back. You better, hit that motherfucker back if you're going to hit him back. If not, you better get to running your mouth and back step. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? Because it's like, why put myself in a position to where I'm going to come between you and a person who don't give a fuck about you? You know what I'm saying? Let's say it's a guy that hits a woman, and a woman look at me like, you got my back? You gonna be a man? You gonna stand up, be like, first, I'm gonna be a man and I'm gonna think about self-preservation. You know what I'm saying? I got a family to think about in the future, you know what I'm saying? So if I die now, then I can't take care of that future family. I can't take care of that future blessing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, for real, come on now, like, am I gonna let this man hit her? I'm sitting here thinking, if this dude knows that she's chilling with me, and he's like, fuck that nook, you notice I didn't say the whole N-word, but fuck that nook, and fuck her too. She want to run her mouth. She want to come at me like a man. She get hit like a man on some Debo shit. And I gotta look at this man and be like, he don't give a fuck about you. He obviously know I was chilling with you, so he didn't give a fuck about me. So he's on some Debo shit. He's like, I hit her and I hit him too. You know what I'm saying? So just because she didn't think about the shit didn't mean that I don't have to think about the shit. You know what I'm saying? Just because she didn't have self-preservation before she started running her mouth, don't mean that I gotta protect her type shit. So if that's the case, then I don't need to be fucking around type shit. You know what I'm saying? And let me give you an example of how I've changed in certain ways. A few weeks ago, maybe a month or so ago, I was at the club, and my sister here on Second Life was on stage, and there was a guy that was getting too close to her. And so I didn't have my mic situated. And I was telling him in local chat, back up. You are too damn close. I wouldn't say, shut the fuck up, don't talk to her that type of way. But, just back up. If you're going to talk to her, at least, get away. Get off the stage. You ain't got to be all up in her face type shit. You know what I mean? And then it got to the point where that's what I was going to have to say next. You know what I'm saying? Man, why you even talking to her like that? You talking too much. You're violating. You know what I'm saying? So only thing I could do is move my avatar around. And since he didn't want to pay any attention to local chat or to my avatar moving close to him, whether he's seen my avatar or seen local chat, he just didn't give a fuck. He was focused on what he was saying to her, and he had his camera, you know what I'm saying, situated where he wasn't giving a fuck about anybody else around him. Now, if I had my HUD on me, I could have easily, HUD'd his ass. You know what I mean? You got to be on Second Life and know about HUDs to know what I'm talking about. I could have deformed his avatar, or I could have, locked him inside of a box or some shit. You know what I'm saying? I could have did some kind of defense and put his name in a defense, and my HUD would have done something. Would have HUD'd him. Because I'm like, yo, you ain't paying attention. You know what I'm saying? So I got to get your attention. You know what I mean? You are violating. Back the fuck up. You know what I mean? And then the next time, or when I unlock his ass, he gonna be looking for my name wherever he go. Where's this Padre at? Where's this Padre at? I'm gonna get his ass for embarrassing me or whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? Get some get back. But it's the point that, my whole vibe was you violating, back up. There wasn't no second thought about it. Wasn't no, what am I gonna do if I get his attention off of her? And on to me, what I'm gonna say in chat. You know what I mean? Because obviously, I don't have, I'm not prepared to prove to him that I'm huffing and puffing. You know what I'm saying? I don't have my mic and shit. And then if I get on mic and I get to talking shit, in my real life family, I'm gonna be like, who are you talking to? So you in this imaginary role playing ass place, role playing to be a brother. You know what I'm saying? And you role playing to be mad. You all big mad. And you sounding all serious. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, Second Life is a trip. But once again, it goes back to that word discern. When you discerning something. This is what I think discerning is. You gotta put in thought about the choices that you make. And with that being said, I know this video is fucking long. I gotta do some editing. You know what I'm saying? But like with this podcast that I'm thinking of, this is exactly, I got three seats over here. You know what I mean? And to be talking in local chat, you know what I mean, talking with Mike or talking with what you call in local chat by typing. Me and three other people will be sitting at this table, and I'll have my camera on, recording what we're talking about, and we'll have these conversations. It'll be like, yo, what do you want to talk about today? Well, I was watching this video, from B. Simone. She was interviewing Funny Marco, and I want y'all to listen to this, and then, we could talk about this. You know what I'm saying? So let's listen to this, and let's give the audience, some idea of where I'm coming from. You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. And then, boom, at the end of the clip that I'm talking about, instead of me just running in circles about what my thoughts are right now, they would have been like, yo, I know what you're talking about. You mean this, you mean that, you mean this. You know what I'm saying? It could have been bouncing this conversation off other people. You know what I mean? But what I was doing in my inventory was, I need to decorate this room, put some pictures up, put some plants up, put some little statues up, some vases, or whatever, you know what I mean? Probably a rug or some shit. Make it a little warm in here. But anyway, y'all, this is Padre, and I am Padre. This is the first edition of Padre's Round Circle. I'm just thinking of some shit off the cuff. You know what I'm saying? Just on improv. And if you're watching this and you wanna, have these conversations with me in Second Life, in world, you know what I mean? If you want to be at your place, then I'll call you up on Second Life, and be like, caller, are you with me? You know what I'm saying? But I like this. I've been wanting to do this for years. I've tried doing it before. That's why, basically right now, I'm making these videos and posting them on YouTube because it's like I don't want to waste my ideas and waste my thoughts. And even before, I was on Second Life, I was doing this shit. So anyway, blah, blah, blah. This is the topic, you know what I mean? When you're doing something for somebody, you're doing it for yourself, or you're doing it to please somebody else, or to appease somebody else, or you trying to buy somebody's love type shit. You know what I mean? And if you are, should you be judged? You know what I'm saying? For being phony? You know what I mean? Can somebody, can you accept somebody saying, yo, you're not really doing it for me, you're doing, you know what I'm saying, to please yourself? You know what I mean? You're doing it so you can say I'm a good person. You know what I mean? Regardless, you really aren't doing it for me. You're doing it so you can make yourself happy. You know what I mean? Are you doing this selfishly? Or are you doing this on a selfish reason? You know what I'm saying? Um, it's kind of like saying doing things unconditionally. It's like I'm an unconditional friend, meaning I'm gonna look at my homeboy, my homegirl, and I'm gonna be like, you don't be my friend unconditionally. You can kill somebody, I'm still gonna have your back. I'm still gonna be your friend. You can rob a store, I'm still gonna be your friend. You know what I'm saying? You can go slap that woman or that man, and, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna have your back. You know what I'm saying? Even if you are in the wrong. You know what I'm saying? Even if I was trying to tell you that you don't need to be fucking with this idea. When we're in front of that person, I'm gonna have your back. But when it's over with, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be all up in your ass talking about, I told you not to fuck with that person. I told you. Now you got us both locked up in jail. You know what I'm saying? All those are separate conversations too. You know what I mean? So, while you're watching this video, you can break this into different segments. Hit me up in the comment bar and be like, yo, we should talk about this. Or you should talk about that next. You know what I mean? Let this segue into some other topics. You know what I mean? And then, like I say, hit me up in Second Life. Or if you don't have a Second Life account and you're interested in joining me in Second Life, holla at me and I can talk to you about, have a Second Life account. I wanted to show this picture, this hold on. When you type in Second Life, you may come across this. You go to the official site, you're gonna come across this. Now look at this. You got the little person with an Asian outfit on. And you're looking at this and you're like, ooh, look at these places. And you can see right there it says explore, discover, create. Ooh, boats. Ooh, hot air balloons. Look at the landscape. Ooh, you got animals, you got prairies, you got horseback riding, competition style, horseback riding. Oh, you got rodeos and stunts. Look at this. They're dancing. They're at a club or something. It's like, ooh. He says, your world, your imagination, join free. And then you see where it says download, marketplace, your language, sign up. And then you got Second Life's logo right there. I would say, first of all, do your research on Second Life. Create with modern tools. Expect the unexpected. Imagine the possibilities. Find your community. Or you can go to YouTube. I would say that they got a quick link to YouTube. They got an official blog site. You go check out the destinations. I would, if you join, I would suggest that you get a premium account. You can go see other feedback. You got the terms and conditions. You got the privacy policy. LL stands for Linden Labs. Um, yeah. Find us on Second Life. You can go to Facebook, YouTube, um, X, Instagram. I think Flickr, Twitter, all that other shit. But I would say go to YouTube. Type in Second Life creators. Um, review. What I'm saying is that go look up the creators review, meet the creator, things like that. So what is Second Life. When you find out what Second Life is, or why was Second Life created, then you get a background of why it was created like over 15 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Why did the creator, have the idea? Things like that. And see if it's similar to why you want to enjoy it. If you're real life, it's like what you can't do in real life, you can do on Second Life. All right, all those things that you see on here, hot air balloon. If you can't afford a hot air balloon, come to Second Life and get on a hot air balloon. If you like horses, but you got hay fever or you're allergic to horses or you got disability or some shit, come to Second Life, come ride your horse. Motorcycles, ride you some motorcycles. If you're afraid of this or afraid of that, come to Second Life and and handle your fears, that type of shit. If you can't afford this or if you can't afford that, well, damn it, you can afford it on Second Life. A lot of things on Second Life is free. You know what I'm saying? But if you want your own shit, you can invest. By I think Second Life money is like, let's see. Like, to come on here and buy a table like this, you need to have some money. There's people that come on here that don't spend a dollar. They don't spend a dime of real life money. But they're lucky, you know. Some people um can take you under their wing and show you some love, and they'll pay for everything that you need to get started off with. You know what I'm saying? Um 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 um, um for whatever the case is, you don't have to, you know, pay for anything. Some people come on here and instantly get a job. They get a hookup. They might have done their research. They might have had some friends. Be like, if you come on, I'll get you a job. If you don't want to bum for money, you know what I mean? I'll get you a job somewhere, or whatever. But if you want to have your own place, and to furnish it, you're gonna have to buy. You're gonna need to get it, get your furniture from somewhere. You're gonna need to get your clothes from somewhere. Your avatar don't look like the rest of everybody else's avatar because you got to get a default avatar. Their default avatars are starting to look better, but they don't look as good as the ones that you can pay for. When I said a premium, reason why you get a premium, let's say you get a premium, I think for 10 to 15 bucks, $10 to $15 a month in real life money. All right. And with that, you'll get a house for free. Not for free, but you'll get a house and you'll get some prims to where you can, put furniture down. Um, and they'll give you about $300 in Second Life money a week. So for your for your $10 to $15 a month, you're getting about $1,200 in Second Life money, plus a place to put your property, a place to live. All right. Now, if you was to get out in the land, you come in world, and let's say you have $4,800. and you go and you try to rent a house or rent some land or rent an apartment somewhere, they might charge you more than $1,200. More likely, they will charge you more than $1,200. So, let's say you got to pay $2,000. How do you have 4,800? That's going to leave you with what, 28 left, right? And out of that 28, you still got to, buy the things you need for your role play. So, you can invest. Let's say you don't get the premium and you upload $20 a month. It's going to give you $4,800. All right. Now you come on here and you rent something for $2,000. It's going to leave you with $2,800 to play with. Your avatar, to get it dressed up, if you want to take it month by month, then you'll have to wait. It's going to take you like 2 to 3 months to get your avatar. That's if you're disciplined. You might not be disciplined. You'd be like, oh, I'm going to upload another $20. And I know this because it happened to me. I was like, I'm only going to upload, $20 a month. And I was like, but I need to hurry up. You know what I'm saying? I can't go out with my hair looking half dead. You know what I mean? That type of thing. I can't get, go out and buy an outfit to where it's only I'm getting the pants and a shirt, but I can't afford, the cap and the sneakers. You know what I mean? It's like basically, why you go, how you gonna survive, if you just get peanut butter and no bread, or if you get peanut butter and jelly, no bread, or if you get bread and no peanut butter and jelly. You know what I mean? What you gonna put in between the bread slices? You know what I mean? If you get the bread and jelly, well, what are you gonna, how you gonna make your sandwich? That type of ideology. But it's like, it's gonna take a little money to invest. You know what I'm saying? So, to get back to what I was talking about, if you want to join me in Second Life, then create your account, get an avatar, and you can sit your ass at this table with me. All right? You can sit your ass down and we can talk avatar to avatar. You know what I'm saying? Same thing as being face to face. My avatar represents me, your avatar represents you. You know what I mean?